Entering the Mayo Experience.
Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by DraftKings. Today, 2020 Kentucky Derby picks, exotics, preview. We have it all for you. Me, myself, not great at these picks, although I've been winning money at horse racing by following the lead of some certain people. So if you want to hear from them, smash the like button to the video. Do not be afraid to subscribe to the brand new Mayo Media Network. Well, you're going to get your sports fix, especially with football straight. Tons of football up, tons of golf up, MMA up, and now we're doing horse racing. There was tennis up. We're going to be hammering down on everything for you at Mayo Media Network. You're listening to the audio right now, or just watching the video, go subscribe to the audio Pat Mayo Experience podcast, wherever you download podcasts. But if you're listening on Apple Podcasts specifically, scroll to the bottom of your phone, hit that 5-star button, and boom, we're good to go. You want to be generous? Hey, why don't you just leave a nice rating, too? Be like, hey, this show is good. Boom. Takes like 3 seconds. Anyway, let's jump into this. Joining me from awesomeo.com, the Saratoga Kid at JazzRaz on Twitter.
The Saratoga Kid. What a handle. That's good. That's good stuff, Ben.
Not bad at all. Yeah, I'm going to try to trademark that nickname for me. Excited to be here with you, Cam and Pat. Never thought we'd be breaking down the Derby in September, but here we are.
And joining us, as you heard, going on the line.
Down boy, Pat.
Cam Stewart, what's up?
How you doing, Pat? Yeah, just my luck, Pat. I start to nail golf winners like left, right, and center, like you and Feinberg. But yeah, my horse Art Collector, who I got at like 40-1 a long time ago, got scratched from this race. So I'm sitting there. That's great. He actually probably would have come maybe second or third, but I had a big layover. And that's the thing about the Kentucky Derby. When we talk about futures, you can get horses 100-1, 125, 150. But think about, think about all the horses like Nadal and all these other, like people got futures on these things. Sorry, all bets are action. You're done. No refunds.
It's funny you say that independently because Ben was just complaining about this exact same thing before we got on air.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So what? So in a hockey game, right, Ben? The teams don't play or basketball or whatever. Pitching change. You can either click the box action or no action. If you bet a horse future, you should at least get the money that you put into it. I don't care if it's 5, 25, whatever. I'm not asking them, 100-1, 150-1, but the horse isn't racing. How the hell is that your fault?
Preaching to the choir, believe me. I had Maxfield, I had Art Collector. None of them made it through. I just wanted a chance, and none of them are here, unfortunately.
Brutal.
I learned this the hard way because it's not just horse racing where this happens. If you bet major futures in golf, this happened like 4 or 5 years ago. I bet Gary Woodland to win the British Open, thinking he was in the field. He was not in the field. Then he didn't end up qualifying, and I just lost my money. It sucked. Horrible stuff.
It happens all the time. It happens all the time, Pat. It's ridiculous. Like. And the worst thing about these, like you're obviously with a good book. Some of these other books too, like when they're grading golf, they have a lot of meatballs there. So you understand the way it works. If a guy doesn't take a shot, it's a WD. You get your money back, right? A lot of the time, I have to go through things with a fine-tooth comb and go, oh, here we go. My guy didn't play. They count it as a wrong bet. Dring. Hey, customer service, how you doing? Like, I'm just so sick and tired of dealing with this stuff. Like, get on top of it, please.
Yeah, I mean, you and I are both in Canada. Ben is in the U.S. And right now, like if you play a DraftKings Sportsbook, they are top notch when it comes to this stuff. It's the international books you got to worry about. But let's talk about the Kentucky Derby. Ben,
Yep.
This is in September. What should we expect different, if anything, do you think?
I don't know exactly if it's going to affect the race itself. I think the biggest difference is that these horses have run at Saratoga. That's not something we see. So some of the questions usually about the Derby is, can they handle the distance? Well, we've seen horses like Tiz the Law, they ran in the Travers. Normally the Travers is after the Kentucky Derby. So I think we just have a little more information on some of these horses, and some of the normal questions have already been answered.
Yeah, Cam, do you envision anything where, like, it's not like there's going to be a packed stands to watch this? Is the lack of fans, like we saw with the players in the NBA and NHL, is it going to affect the horses?
God, no. I don't think at all. Tiz the Law can run anywhere. You can bring them, everybody there, that horse will run. If there's nobody there but crickets and tumbleweed, that horse will run. Just a very special horse. So I really don't think it matters. I know once in a while Ben, I can ask you, because, I watch a lot of different tracks. Sometimes they have like the birds coming out the rail and wee, like, you know what I mean? And you see some horses go wild. I saw a horse at Woodbine that was riding the rail, got spooked by one, like smashed right through it. The jockey did like 4 rolls. Like that can happen every once in a while, but it's usually due to animals and stuff like that kind of lingering. But I don't think the fans make a difference at all.
All right, well, let's go to the post positions then. So, starting in gate 1, this is always subject to change with I think the last time we did this was for the Florida Derby, and then one of the horses had to pull out after so just remember, the jockeys can get COVID. I don't know if horses can get COVID, but jockeys can, and then they're probably out of the race. But as it stands right now, post position 1, we have Finnick the Fierce, 33-1. Max Player, I like that. In post position 2, 20-1. Enforceable, 25-1. Storm the Court, 25-1. Major Fed, 40-1. King Guillermo, 20-1. Money Moves, 50-1. South Bend, not sure if it's Indiana or not, but they're 66-1. Mr. Big News, also 66-1. 1,000 Words starting in post position 10, 16-1. Necker Island. Just don't get too drunk and just start saying that one aloud.
That's right. I've taken my lady to Necker Island. Yeah.
Okay. Necker Island is 100-1. Just stay away from that one. Sol Volante, 40-1.
Yes.
Attachment Rate, 33-1. Winning Impression, probably not going to win 100-1. NY Traffic, 20-1. Honor AP in the 16th position, 4-1. Tis the Law, the favorite in the 17th position, is -150. And Authentique, or Authentic if you're English, post position 18, 8-1. Ben, Tis the Law, the huge favorite here. You said they've already ran the comparable courses in terms of length. This Tis the Law has been the favorite the entire time. Your guy, Art Collector, couldn't even get into the Kentucky Derby. Is probably the best challenger that you saw. Do we just bet the 150?
Well, I think it's a situation where clearly we know Tis the Law is going to be a heavy favorite. We've had situations like this on this show. Me and Cam talked about Charlatan in the Arkansas Derby, and it's not just about betting him. It's, can we find a longer shot to maybe put in an exacta where, maybe Tis the Law wins the race, but who comes in second? Who comes in third? Can we look to that? So Tis the Law is the best horse here. He should win. Does it mean he will? No. But I'm more concerned about who could challenge him and how do we play that to our advantage.
What are you thinking, Cam? Like, are you just going to shell out $1,000, put it down at -150 and be on your way?
Yeah, I wish, Pat. Yeah, the John Rahm monies, I already pissed them away in hockey games and baseball last night. And the Raptors. Thanks for nothing, guys. Anyway, I will say this. Tis the Law is going to win this, I think, but Honor AP, I think, is a horse that can be there too. And there's a couple others, right? But that's the thing, Pat. I don't like to do these type of things. And let's remember one thing. You talked about gate position, right, Ben? Nobody's won from the 17, I don't think, in the history. Like, this horse is special, though. It should, even with a non-perfect trip, Tis the Law is so much better than everybody else. 6 of the last 7 races wins. That's the thing. Can anything happen? Hey, it's a horse race. We got a lot of horses there. Traffic could be an issue. That's the only way this horse loses, if he has just a disastrous trip. But I will say Honor AP, and there's a couple other sleepers, Pat, that I like. But that's the way. Ben's right. You got to attack it. I'm not just going to put him on top like to win. I might have to add another one and have a bigger ticket, and then we're going to play like 2 horses, maybe 3 or 4 at the bottom. We're going to hit like a try. We can put some exotics in there for super, but I got to be honest with you, like, Tis the Law almost will have to fall down to lose this race.
Actually, Cam, can you, I know we do this on every horse racing show that we do, but just to educate the people out there on what these types of bets that you're talking about are: the exotics, the superfectas, the exactas, the trifectas. Can you just tell people what that means a little bit, especially when we start talking about boxing a little bit later on?
Yeah, sure. So, if you just take a horse to win, he's got to win the race. If you take a horse to place, that horse could come first or second, or we could take a horse to show. That's just betting him in third. He could come first, second, or third. Do you want me to explain? The Superfecta is basically picking the top 4 horses, first, second, third, and fourth. If you box it, you could have those horses in any different order between 1 and 4. And I guess, Ben, we could talk about pick threes and stuff like that too. That's like the race prior, right? So if we like a horse in the race before, we could do like a daily double. That's picking the winners of like 2 straight races, pick 3 straight races, and pick 4 straight races. Some tracks have rainbow 5s, Pat, and 6. These things are hard to hit. And those tickets are probably going to cost you money unless you just key one horse. But basically picking winners in daily doubles, 2 straight races, pick 3. They have 4, 5, and up to a rainbow 6, meaning you have to pick the winner in 6 straight races. Good luck.
Yeah. So Ben, these are basically just parlays.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
kind of.
I think that's a decent way. And Cam really talked about it. Listen, there are people, there are syndicates. If you're using 3, 4, 5 horses every race and some bombs come in, you're talking for 50 cents. It could pay tens of thousands of dollars. If you don't have that much money, you can single a couple legs. And if you get those, you save a ton on your ticket. And then you have, I've been doing that. Saratoga runs, Wednesday through Sunday. I've been betting a lot of rolling pick threes where I try to single 2 legs and then have like 3 or 4 in the back end. So, multiple permutations. It is very similar to a parlay.
So if we talk about just the Kentucky Derby, because I know that a lot of people are kind of going to get into it for the 2 minutes that the race is on. They want to have some action on it, get real fired up, and then just never think about it again. And hopefully there's some cash in your account afterwards. So if we're talking about boxing, Ben, and we play a trifecta or a superfecta, so let me try to explain this to the best of my knowledge, because I've been doing these every time that we do one of these shows together. That if I want to say that I want to take Tiz the Law and who's the other favorite here? Tiz the Law and
Honor AP.
Honor AP. So I would have 16 and 17. Those would be my picks for first place. And then down the list, I'd put 16 and 17. Then who I think like some of the longer shots are that could potentially come in second. Then I go 16, 17 for third, all the ones I had in second, and just kind of build it like a pyramid, right?
Yeah, you can do it like that. So Cam mentioned, when you box something, you get every horse in every slot. So if you have a trifecta box, all your horses are accounted for first, second, and third. If you don't do it like that, it's very frustrating. Say you bet, 16, 17, and 5. It has to literally come in that order. If it comes 17, 16, 5, that's a loser. And that's really frustrating to have the top 3 not in the right order.
But that means that you'll have to bet approximately, 9 times the amount that you would normally bet?
Yes.
Because you have to play the different permutations of everything.
Mayo, let me tell you a story. When I worked at the Shoeless Joe's Sportsbook, and I remember I brought you there before. You know what? We're all stooges. When we first start gambling, you got to learn the hard lesson. I told this kid, I wanted to do him a favor. He got into the ponies because, he was like one of the assistant managers there and started hanging out in the back. So he started to play pick 3s and pick 4s because he said, oh, that's where the big money is. But that's what he did. He boxed so many horses, 4 horses this leg, 3 horses this leg. I look at his ticket. I go, wow. Yeah, your ticket, it cost $490. It came in, he won $200. The guy ended up losing close to $300 because he picked every damn horse. That's the other thing Ben will tell you. These numbers go up exponentially. You got to be careful. Or you could be spending $300, $400 on a ticket, and if the favorites come in, you're not going to get your money back.
For sure. I mean, if it comes, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but if it comes Tiz the Law and Honor AP second,
nothing.
You won't have a big ticket because that payout will be minuscule.
So one of the things that you talked about last time, and it didn't end up panning out because the favorite ended up winning at the Arkansas Derby, Ben, was basically playing like a wheel that doesn't involve the favorite. Basically take the favorite out and then try to hit it that way. And if the favorite doesn't win, you kind of clean up. Yeah,
I mean, that's a very volatile strategy. But if you think that for some reason Tiz the Law gets blocked or someone like I'll go to Authentic. He's on the complete outside. I do think he'll be alone on the lead early. They'll be lurking. I'm not saying Tiz the Law will be back. Say you think Authentic can go wire to wire. He can slow the fractions. If you put him on top, you can take a bunch of horses behind him, and that will be a great exacta. Now, it's a huge ask to beat Tiz the Law, but if you're looking for a big payout, you have to put Tiz the Law not in first because there's just no way for that big payoff to happen.
Well, do you think it's honestly, if I'm going to play this weekend, is it just one big bet on Tiz the Law, or is it just trying to play like a boxed exacta with not Tiz the Law on it? Which way do you think he would go?
What do you think, Cam? To me,
That's
I like
tough.
to roll the dice.
That's tough. I'd probably go, what you could do, Pat? You could probably smash Tiz the Law to win and then everything else you do without him, because, that's probably going to pay a lot. Like there's a few horses that I like, 20, 30, that it's going to be boxcars because, everybody and their mother's putting Tiz the Law there. But if you want to bet him individually, you might just have to say, Mayo, you know what? Throw it down. Boom. It's kind of like, a golf tournament where you're taking a guy 3-4 to 1, like the Tour Championship, like boom, you got to put it down. You got to lay juice with this horse. That's how good this horse is. But I'm not going to suggest, Pat, like you've been very successful in your gambling career. You hit a lot of winners, but do you really want to take $2,000 out of the Mayo baby fund and like throw it down on a horse race? You can, your wife will be happy if you win. Better baby food, maybe you can get organic diapers for your children. But I'm just saying it's still crazy. This horse is coming out of the 17 hole. He should still win, but it's a very tough post position for the favorite.
Well, talk to me about the post positions for a second, because it seems like the three favorites are all at the back end of the post positions. Like, is that you said that no one's ever won from the 17 hole. That doesn't mean it can't happen, but are there certain positions that you're just purely looking to fade as it's like, not necessarily because Tiz the Law is there, but if you just didn't know what horses were going into this, you'd be like, well, I don't want the 1, I don't want the 2, I don't want the 18 or the 17. But now circumstances have changed. Are there general post positions that you try to fade?
Yeah, I don't like the 1 or the 2. Usually early, you don't want to be caught out there. Like if you don't get a perfect start, you're done. Like those horses have to like kind of get there. You're also by the rail. It's tough. 17, 18, those are other difficult positions. If you look at Derby history, Pat, post position 5 has been very, very successful. I like 10, like something around those numbers. Those are really good positions, but you don't want to be on the rail. And with an extended gate with 18 horses running, it's going to be a pretty crazy start there. Like the thing is, Tiz the Law is a superior horse, so I don't think you'll have a problem, but you don't really want to be there. I would rather be kind of between the 5 and 10. That's where I'd like to roll from.
What do you see this from, Ben? Like, is 5 to 10 like where you would want to be hitting if the favorites weren't all at the outside in the extended gate?
Oh, there's no question. I mean, one is in a different category. Like if you draw the rail in an 18 horse race, that's brutal. But
yeah.
You just want, there's going to be traffic. People are going to get bounced. You just want more maneuverability. Now, these horses are so good on the outside. Tiz the Law will certainly cut across and save ground on the turn. You don't want to be going really wide because that makes it a longer race. I expect all of those good horses to get out pretty quickly and make sure that they save ground around the turn.
All right, well, let's talk about the non-favorites right now. If we are going to play some exotics, because I'm going to eventually, even if I bet Tiz the Law with a big bet and get myself some organic diapers for my wife, Cam, that, I want to play some exotics too. I want to play a Superfecta or a Trifecta. It's worked out well in the past. So we'll see if we need to find the other horses to put in it though. So you said you had some sleepers here. Where are you looking?
Yeah, there's a couple of guys I'm looking at. By the way, Pat, that blazer looks very expensive. So you've obviously been doing quite well for yourself. Let's talk.
Cam, listen, I'm all fool's gold here. This blazer, $20. These earrings,
are you serious?
Fake, $8.
Yeah, I got to shop at Big and Tall. I could get like the biggest loser blazer. It's like $2.99 because they got you. It's like, really? Can I? That's the thing. Like when you're a big and tall man, like these guys, they just look at you and go cha-ching, ching, ching. I walk into the store and they go, pff, like, look at this sucker. He's got to drop 500 minimum to get anything that you could put on. It's a disaster. But let's talk. Horses that have done well in the workouts, Ben will tell you. Enforceable has actually looked pretty good in the workouts. That's a horse that I'm kind of looking at for, a dog price. He's in the 3 hole right now, Pat. That's a horse I can deal with, and I think I might put in exotics. Also, my favorite horse, other than Tiz the Law, I like 1,000 Words. I think this horse is very, very competent. And the thing I like about 1,000 Words is even though the horse has been, in smaller field races and been tight, he always finds a way to battle. He's a gamer. That's the thing. Like this horse, like if he's there and has a chance, he can deliver the goods and win. I think 1,000 Words is a great horse. Enforceable is a good horse. And if you're looking for another dog, Major Fed. The way I think it's going to run right now, though, probably Tiz the Law and Indy AP. But watch out. I would not be shocked if 1,000 Words came second in this race. And 2 other ones, Pat, as I mentioned, I think Major Fed has a chance as a bomb price and Enforceable.
Yeah, Major Fed coming in at 40 to 1 out of the 5 position. So you picked 2 of the horses from that 5 to 10 range. 1,000 Words, 16 to 1 starting in 10th. Enforceable, 25 to 1 starting in the 3 position. Ben, are there any other back end horses that you can see making a charge here?
I will say Major Fed, he's a Ghost Sapper horse who's his sire, one of my all-time favorites. So I could get behind that. I will say one of the things, you don't like to break from the rail. One positive is if your horse is a dead closer, because then it doesn't really matter if you're behind, you want to be. And Max Player in the 2-hole, similar to Enforceable, they're not going to be near the lead going, to start the race. If the fractions fall apart, Steve Asmussen now training him, he hits the board basically every race. I don't think it's crazy to see Max Player coming late. Now, he needs fast fractions. If it's very slow up top, he has no chance. But if the race falls apart, as Cam talked about, Enforceable in the 3-hole, Max Player in the 2-hole, those are both dead closers.
So are they, if we're going to try to build out a card here, we will, they're ones to throw on maybe the second or thirds?
Yes. A good point that Ben brings up, Max Player too. This is a horse that's kind of we talk about current form. No one's really talking about this horse. And a long time ago, I think we would have got a way bigger number. I think maybe this horse could show up in this race. You said it. If these guys come out and there's a speed duel, you want a stone cold closer at the end after these horses gas. I also like the jockey. I like Ricardo Santana Jr. I think he's a very underrated jockey. I kind of like the connections with this horse. Max Player, you know what, Ben? You sold me. I can't have everybody. I might have to throw out Authentic or a couple other of those. But I think, I like Enforceable, and I might have to add Max Player to some exotics as well.
All right, well, let's try to build one of these trifectas where we just kind of do a little pyramid down, Ben. So what are we doing? We going with the two favorites at the top?
Yeah, I mean, I think the prudent play is to probably look to Honor AP and Tis the Law and then branch it out from there. Now, if you want to box it, you get that upside with if for some reason they come behind some of these long shots. But realistically, and just one thing to note, this is a little crazy with COVID. All the big time, not all, but almost every big time jockey is at Saratoga. The rules are if you leave Saratoga, you cannot come back. So the Ortiz brothers, Joel Rosario, all the big jockeys, they're trying to win the trophy up there for best jockey. They're not going to be on their mounts. Now, Manny Franco has left to go ride Tis the Law, but we have some interesting jockeys here. Some guys that I actually don't know a ton about because so many big names are actually staying at Saratoga.
What do you think the impact of that's going to be on, I guess Tis the Law is not going to make a difference, but
no.
Would that hurt Honor AP?
I mean, it can hurt some horses if they don't. Honor AP has Mike Smith, so he's not at Saratoga, but some of these horses, they're not going to have their normal jockey, and it's hard to kind of interpret what that means, but you do you want the horse to be comfortable. You want whoever's riding them to know when to go, when to not go. I mean, it's all about timing in an 18 horse race.
Yeah. I like Enforceable. This jockey, I don't know too much about though. Who is this guy?
Basinja, that sounds like a made-up person, Cam.
Yeah, I agree. It sounds like some android that, hey, I'm just going to ride. But there is some quality jockeys there. That's the thing. You still see, the usual suspects, Castellano. I really like Tyler Gaffleone, even though he's on, South Bend. That horse is a big, big dog. Saez, Florent Giroux. We have some of the usual suspects there too. So. But yeah, it's interesting. There's a couple jockeys that you're really? This is the guy we got riding on this horse. It's a little shocking.
All right, well, let's go back to the pyramid here. So 16, 17, that is Tis the Law. It's Honor AP and Tis the Law as the winner.
Yeah.
So we'll throw 16, 17 on that. Do we just want to throw the four that you guys gave me on the second and third? We got 3 Enforceable, 2 Max Player, 5 Major Fed, and 10 1,000 words. Just put those on the second line and the third line and be on our way.
I like that, Pat.
It's not bad.
Do you want to add one more, Pat? Usually go for crazy names or something. Another thing is there's a horse, NY Traffic, New York Traffic. This horse doesn't win, but he also tends to finish in the top 3. He's one of those horses, he might not win, but his results, he could be there. So Pat, maybe if you're going to do a try, you put him on the third line or the fourth line there. Paco Lopez is a pretty good jockey too.
So we throw the 15 horse onto the third place. Ben, any other long shot we should just throw onto the 3, just just to juice it up in case they come in?
I'm going to ask you, Ben, who can we throw out here? Necker Island, where the kids are going? Can we throw that horse out?
We'll leave that to the kids. I think Money Moves is a no, but he has no points. I've never heard in the history of the Derby a horse getting in with no points. I saw him run at Saratoga actually the other day, and he ran fine, but
Yeah.
I think he's overmatched.
What a Mr. Big News. Like, there's, I don't know about him.
The true wild card is old Victor Martinez's horse, the baseball player, King Guillermo.
Yes.
Won the Tampa Bay Derby. I don't know what to make of him. I wouldn't be stunned if he made some noise. I wouldn't be stunned if he finished dead last. Just a true wild card. I'm probably going to throw him out and take the risk that he doesn't burn me.
I agree. And remember the last time, Ben, we were on, I think King Guillermo was somebody that we were high on, and he just kind of faded in the stretch. Like, he's just one of those horses. He's not trustable. Like, you know, he can be great, but he can also be really, really bad. And for the most part in this field with the quality, sorry, Guillermo, we're going to have to put you on the bench. I'm with you. I'm not putting him in anything.
So we're not throwing the 6 horse into third place, Ben?
I don't. I mean, I think you can always make cases for that a horse can, but to me, I would rather use those dead closers. I would rather use, Cam talked about NY Traffic. It's tough for me to really look to that kind of horse and know what you're going to get. So even though we're missing, it's sad. This race could have been an all-time classic if everyone was healthy. If we had Charlatan and Nadal and Maxfield and Art Collector, and I'm not to take. I'm
still pissed about Art Collector. Like, come on, man. We made good bets. Like when the horse was like crazy number, and I'm sitting there going, great. Now I can do some more things in the Derby. That's what sucks. If you have Nadal, Charlatan, Art Collector, it's just money that you're pissed away. It's toast.
Okay,
it's
so
brutal.
So this is what I got: 16, 17 first.
Neil's had enough. Hey guys.
I like it.
Shut up and give me some picks, you turkeys. Down, Mayo's he's fired up. He just wants to put a ticket together. I don't blame you, Pat.
All right, so we got 16, 17 first, 16, 17, 3, 2, 5, 10 second, 3, 2, 5, 10, 16, 17, 15. That means we're not using authentique on any of these. Does that make any sense?
It's tough. I kind of want to throw that horse out too. Ben, what do you think about authentic?
I mean, I don't know. I'm an East Coast. Like these Baffert horses from the West Coast, I always have trouble gauging how good they are. I mean, he's not here, but like everyone was talking about Uncle Chuck as like the unstoppable horse, and he turned out to be not so good. You have to take a risk somewhere. You can't take all the short prices. If I had to choose between Honor AP, Tis the Law, and Authentic to leave one out, to me, it would clearly be leaving Authentic out.
I agree.
All right. That's 8-1 on Authentic, too. So that's what I'm going to play. I'm going to wait closer to actual race time in case horses pull out of this race and I'm just fucked. But at the same time, are there any other races, whether it be at Saratoga, Ben, or even before the Derby and some of like the prelim stuff that you have any sort of feel for?
I mean, I'll say this. The Kentucky Oaks is the day before. That's for the girls. I truly think, and I don't think this is a hot take, I think the best horse is a girl. Gamine is unstoppable, and I expect her to run in the Preakness against Tis the Law. I don't think it's crazy to say that. Her and Swiss Skydiver will be matching up there. I think she's going to absolutely dust them, and I think that Gamine will be ready to roll come Preakness time.
Love the pick, Ben. Love it.
I agree. Can you spell that for me, please?
This ain't the spelling bee, man.
What is it? Gamine?
I think it is.
Gamine.
Gamine, yeah. Gamine.
Yeah, there we are. Kentucky Oaks. I'm just searching by horse. That makes it much easier.
What is this? Search by horse. Like none of this hooked on phonics stuff. Just check it out.
So if we do that, I'm just trying to work this out now. Tis the Law. Could we do Tis the Law? Yeah, just play the double. The double pays almost 2-1.
It's not that crazy. I mean, obviously you're not going to get a big price there, but I truly think that no matter if you want to bet a horse to win in the Derby, I'd rather just use Gamine in front for a double and boost those odds a little bit. I really do not see her losing. Swiss Skydriver drew the one post. That's even worse. And Gamine is she is the best girl horse, and she might just be the best horse overall.
Well, would you, if I'm going to make one of these big bets on one of these horses, you would suggest betting Gamine over Tis the Law then?
Yes, I think there is a much better chance that Tis the Law loses. First of all, it's 18 horses, and Kentucky Oaks is not nearly as volatile. So I think there's a much better chance Tis the Law loses than Gamine.
Yeah, in the Kentucky Oaks, right now they only have 9 horses on the board.
Yeah. And some of them have absolutely no chance.
No chance. Yeah, it's a 2-horse race.
Yes.
And you say that Swiss Skydiver is starting from the 1?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe she drew the post.
That's a disaster.
Is
Yeah,
that
'cause
is that
she's a
as
speedball.
meaningful in a 9-horse race though?
Yes, it is. It's brutal. Pat, it's just one of those things. 9:18, you're on the rail. It's a disaster. Like you need to be perfect out of the gate, and a lot of the time you aren't perfect out of the gate. It's just a very, very tough position. I don't like that position at all. And Ben's right. The Gamine, this horse is the best horse. I like that. You do Tis the Law with that horse. You do like $100-$200 parlay, Pat, +2 and change. Giddy up.
Yeah, I got plus 177 right now as those two
It's
parlay
really
together.
not.
So
It's a good parlay. You've done, you know what I mean? You do the same thing for like a basketball game or anything else, right? Money line parlay, whatever. It's the plus money. I don't have a problem with it.
all right.
And yeah, just to give context, Swiss Skydriver is a speedball too. So it's even worse if you're on the rail and you want to get to the front. That's the horse that Art Collector, our boy, crushed
Yes.
at Keeneland not that long ago. And unfortunately, he is not here.
If Gamine wins this, Ben, what do you think? And Tis the Law wins the Kentucky Derby. What do you think these two going head to head with the line's going to be?
I would assume that Tis the Law will be favorite.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I mean, listen, I'm no expert, but there are certain horses that when you watch them run, you just see it. And Gamine is like that. She turns it on, and she has a gear that few horses have. And I think that if she is a sizable dog in the Preakness, that is where I'll be leaning when we get there.
All right. That will do it. 2020 Kentucky Derby picks preview. Exotics, trifectas, superfectas. We didn't do an exacta, but that's okay. We gave you a parlay instead for pure winners over 2 races. Cam, tell everyone where they can find you, because people are always getting at me. It's like, you need to have Cam on all the time. I don't hear Cam. It's like, Cam is literally on every single day of the week. You're just not actively going to find him. So where can people find you?
Oh, you can find us on the Sports Grid Network. Pat, we're doing a lot of different things. Football season's right around the corner. I'm on with Gabe Morency, our old buddy, Pat. I do the updates in the Scotty Farrell show. And then Gabe and I do a show called Game Time Decisions. Check it out. We're on Roku. Pat, you were so ahead of your time. Like Roku, all these other apps, like we're everywhere. You check it out. We're there. 6 to 8 is Game Time Decisions and In-Game Live. And then we do another show, 8 till 10. We do some live betting, basically, when the baseball games, basketball, hockey, everything's on in-game live betting. Hey, some horses over the weekend, too. So, yeah, go to Sports Grid, check it out. We're on every platform, buddy. And I hope to see you, too. I miss you, Pat. It's not the same when we were working at Liberty Village there. And congratulations on your success. And I got to be smarter like you. Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, I mean, we're still working hard over here. Mayo Media Network.
No, you work hard. I work stupid. Like
what I need you to do is create a Gmail account and go subscribe to Mayo Media Network on YouTube, by the way. That goes for everyone out there watching, because we have a ton of content coming at you. Ben Rasa, awesomeo.com. What do you guys got coming up? You do every sport.
We certainly do. And yeah, we are getting ready for football in particular. New tools, new project ownership, everything that Alex puts out and the whole team. We're really excited. It's just great. I mean, listen, we were talking before the show just how busy everything is. Cam just said it. You're betting NHL playoffs and you're prepping for the Derby and you're prepping for NFL. That's something we never see. So we're really excited. Best time to come try it out is right now. So we hope to see you in there soon.
Cam, the last time that the 3 of us were on, it was at the very beginning of the quarantine, and you're an indoorsman, a lot like Tim Andercast, that you were doing okay with it. How is we're not under quarantine anymore, but I assume you're at home all the time. Any new updates on the Morency was living with you for like 2 weeks? That must have been odd.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. Morency was staying with me. He was quarantining, Pat. Like, I really don't care. Like, it's just, I've never met a guy like, when you have like college roommates, like Morency, when you wake up in the morning, there's like a pizza box there. There's crust on the floor, big chunks of weed. The best is that I guess he was smoking a big cannon in bed. Like there's a huge hole in my comforter. It was a piece of crap comforter, but I'm like, this dude, like, imagine the thing lit on fire. He's he's quarantining my house for 2 weeks. It was great, Pat. We're in the backyard. The motorcycle guy in my neighborhood came around. He's like, hey guys, great show. So he was basically filming in the backyard. My old drunk British neighbor was bitching about Chelsea and some other stuff there. Like I got a lot of characters in the neighborhood, and it's a really interesting place to be, Pat. My neighbors don't really work. They just like grill meats, drink beer, and listen to Filipino Elvis all day. Like they live a very, very cool life that I'm envious of. And yeah, they invite me over for beers and stuff. I'm like, guys, I'm doing shows like most of the time, but these Filipino guys, I love it. They just literally love leisure time. They fire up that grill and they couldn't give a rat's ass about anything. They have a great attitude. That's why they're living forever, where turkeys like me are working around the clock, and I'm probably going to have a heart attack.
Well, we don't want that to happen. We need to make sure you have the proper meds. And are you cutting back? are you cutting back on coke at all?
No, Pat. I will say this though. You'd be proud of me. I have a big track around my house, and I have a rule. You can't go one time around the track. If you're going to make an effort, it's got to be a minimum 2. I'm up to like 3 or 4. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't like sprint or run. I got a slow walk. Then I turned it into a power walk. Now a jog. So I've lost a few pounds. So I'm trying to keep up with that. And I see my Polish neighbor. He gives me the old wave there with his big paunch around the track. So I'm meeting a new community when I come back there. Love these guys, and they've been really positive to me. The neighbors always give me the thumbs up when they see me sweating around the track, but I'm doing my best. And Pat, I would be remiss. I can't lie. I've been living COVID-19 lifestyle for the past 2.5, 3 years. Nothing in my world has changed other than wearing a mask and taking my dad out for ice cream because he's got COPD. So we got to wear a mask and we can't be around people, but like people are freaking, I don't get to see it. I've been living like this for years, and it's not changing my life in any way. And
you're good at technology now that you can like Skype in and Zoom in with people.
Isn't it crazy? Yeah, when you don't have a tech guy at work, I guess you got to figure it out yourself, right? What are you going to do? You figure it out or you don't do shows. So I'd like to thank you for that, dude. I remember I would look at you and go, man, this guy's like cutting things on his computer or whatever. Me and Morency are sitting there, rah, rah, rah. I got to hand it to you, Mayo. You are a tech guru.
Yeah, I really am not. I just used like YouTube and look stuff up. But you find any good deals at the grocery store?
Excellent deals. I've been scoping out a lot of different places, Pat. And, my thing is, I told people, you're not going to get it every time, but just be careful and try to go to a grocery store where there's a lot of kids working, not like guys who work for the company. Like, look at young stoner kids who got a price gun. They usually make a couple mistakes. So I know it might take you an extra 5 to 10 minutes. I've told this story before. Go digging. A lot of these guys, they're smoking one. They forget to change the price, right? So you're getting things at $2.99, but they should have really jacked the gun to the tenderloin for $9.99, right? So I remember last time I went to the store, Pat, I got a huge tray of chicken wings, and it was $6.49. It should have been at least $25, maybe 30. The guy put it in for like the drumettes, 99 cents a pound, 129. He really screwed up. Too bad there was only one case there, Pat, or I would have unloaded the truck. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah, I got a big deep freezer down there, so I would have just loaded it to the nuts with chicken wings. But you know what? Take an extra 5 minutes at the store, everybody. Sometimes there's mistakes. My girlfriend's even better than me. And another thing, Pat, I didn't know you knew this about Shoppers Drug Mart. If they make a mistake on a price, it's free. I didn't even know that. She's walking away with like free peanut butter, all sorts of stuff. So I think there's some rule. If you like give a wrong price, you actually get the item for free. No, actually 1 cent or something like that. It's some law. I didn't know about it.
Well, now we all know about it. Ben, are you taking notes over there?
Oh, this is fantastic. I mean, the picks for the horses were good, but this is where the content we need. And you take, just to fill in the blanks, you take all the money that Cam is saving you at the supermarket, and then you put it on the Gamine double that we talked about.
Yes,
now you're
Ben.
really rolling.
Ben gets it. Another thing, Ben lives in the States. So, Pat, you know that show Extreme Couponing? Like, I don't even understand how the hell these people do that. Like, they're going to the grocery store and like the store's paying you for like 60 vitamin waters. I'm going, this can't happen. Toilet paper. Here, it's illegal to do that stuff. So we have to basically, Pat, scour. Be like that bird, that vulture. Look around, take a few extra minutes because there are sometimes gems in the supermarket. And, I talked to Andrew Cust about this. Saving $20-$30 here, that's good money for our parlays. Hey, we like to gamble.
There we go. Kentucky Derby picks. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe to the Mayo Media Network. You can follow Ben on Twitter at JazzRazDFS. You can follow Cam on Twitter at Cam Stewart Live, where he checks it once every 3 months. You can follow
I'm getting better, Pat. I do once every day or two now. I'm doing pretty good.
Yes. You're on top of this.
I'm actually tweeting now. Yeah, no. Hey, Pat, it's better than before. I used to check it once every few months. I'm getting better.
All right. You can also book me on Cameo if you want me to yell at you. Cameo.com/thepme. That's easy stuff. All the football is out. All the golf is out. Just go to Mayo Media Network. Subscribe right now. Smash the like on the way out and subscribe to the Pat Mayo Experience audio podcast if that's your jam. Wherever podcasts are available, always free. I'm Pat Mayo. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Pat Mayo Experience! Experience!